welcome to Likeable, a show where we discuss stand-up comedy from an entry-level perspective. I'm your host, David Stickle, and today I am joined by Mike Saltines.
Woo-woo.
How's it going, dude?
Good, living the dream. Living the dream.
Yeah, is it? This is a dream world we're living in?
I mean, it certainly seems that way.
Oh, yeah?
You know, we're hanging out here on a Monday afternoon.
Monday afternoon. Oh, yeah, it is afternoon. It's 12:15, Monday the 7th. Yeah, we need a timestamp on that. Call it time of death.
Time of death 12:15.
Yeah, that's good. Do you operate in the 2400 hour like clock, or you're just like
No, I'm normal.
No, you're normal.
Yeah, I'm normal. Although in the hospital, use a 24-hour clock when you're filling out stuff.
We got 1600. We got a guy down.
Yeah.
Room 45. I don't know. I went to like a crime scene there. I don't know why.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what were you doing at a crime scene at a hospital?
Dude, I have passions. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. I got things I think about.
That sounds quite interesting. I will say though, as we're starting here, I am concerned about the weight limit on the chair. I don't know if if the other guy was here to check to make sure, because I don't want to be responsible if it breaks.
That's fair. You can break any chair you want.
All right, good.
I will have to replace it. I will say for the record, and you don't have to share yours, but I weigh around 265. So if it holds me, I think it'll hold you fine.
Well, I appreciate you thinking that. I mean, I'm not the fat starving artist for nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, you started your own brand.
Yeah. Hey, listen, you gotta try to just market something.
You're like all in. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you like making stuff on Canva and stuff? Because I see you got a sticker on your water bottle.
I am not very tech savvy. My wife made that.
Okay. Very nice. Fair. Shout out.
Then I was good enough to take her logo that she made and send it to a sticker company. Mm-hmm. And I got some stickers. That's kind of where the extent of it goes.
Okay.
But it originally did not have my actual name on it. It just had the Saltines comedy brand.
Mm-hmm.
And I was speaking with some professional comics, and they had said, no, you have to put like your real name. Otherwise, people will have a hard time finding you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you can't just have the logo. And you got your handle on there too. It looks like.
Yeah, get the at Saltines comedy, the fat starving artist. It's like my thing,
Yeah,
I'm starving. I only look full, right?
That's stuff you give away at the show.
Yeah,
take it, you fucks.
Yeah, when I did my first real show, I did not do my handle, and I was like, oh, I probably should have done that.
Yeah, you want the followers.
I was just so happy that they laughed. I didn't really care after that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the exciting part.
Yeah, that they laughed.
Yeah. I was like, all right, they're laughing. They're laughing at the right times. They're laughing at the wrong times. Like,
when did so let's get into your background a little bit. When did you start doing comedy? Why?
I started doing the open mics at Two-Way Brewing where we met.
Yep. Gazed upon each other for the first time.
Oh yeah, there was definitely a gaze.
Yeah, definitely a gaze.
Yeah.
We're
it was a slow gaze.
Sweaty guys just staring at each other from across the room. Middle of February, probably.
Yeah, it was March. It was cold,
it was
but
still cold.
Still, yeah,
still sweaty.
Yeah, it was definitely still sweaty.
Yeah.
That's my thing. Is sweating is definitely my thing.
Mm-hmm.
And
don't take my thing too. It's not.
It's a fat guy thing. Like it's just it's everyone's thing.
We all do it. Yujikov and I, we just sweat it up.
Sweaty guys.
And Smash does not sweat.
He doesn't sweat?
No, I've never seen him sweat before.
Wow.
Yeah, as much shit as we talk about bro on here, like I've never seen him sweat.
Well, I'm doing a show with him July 18th at the Barking Frog.
Ooh, the Barking Frog. That's
if he's not sweating, I guess I'll be the only one.
Perhaps. I don't know who else is in the lineup.
A bunch of skinny guys, probably.
Yeah.
Skinny guys don't sweat.
You're fucked.
Yeah. I mean, I'll have all the paper towels then, so that'll be mine.
That's true. That's true. All right, so starting comedy.
Yeah, so I started in March. I'm in the fire department of Washingtonville, and we had hosted 2 comedy shows. And the first one was in March of 24. And it went really well. And like I was just there helping out. And, I was like, I wonder if I could do that. Like, and then I just kind of let it go. And then this past year we did it again. And I was like, I really wonder if I could do that. So I do in one of my bits. I had been writing comedy stuff for about 20 years. And every time I thought of something funny, I would just jot stuff down. And I never really did anything with it. And when I went to go try it out, it was just different stuff, and it went well. And then I had gone home and read my stuff, and that's when I realized, wow, what I wrote was not funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I've always been really, really big into practical jokes and different comedy stuff. So when I was a nurse at the hospital, I would just make up shit all the time to coworkers, just various things, give my friends other ideas. And my friend Andrew and I, we worked together for a long time there, and he was a funny guy. And he actually came to the second open mic, which was probably one of my worst, which probably why he hasn't been back yet.
Might have been all of our worst.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But so we started really playing jokes on other people, like a lot of stuff. And I told him, I was like, you should hang up on the wall, like, congratulations, Jennifer, and nothing else for no reason. And then people were going up to her for days congratulating her, and she had no idea why.
Yeah.
So it was just a lot of really stupid things.
Harmless.
Yeah. And, I had wound up switching units, and we would still hang out all the time. He'd make coffee in their unit. And we were messing with this guy, Brendan, about elk, that Andrew was going to buy elk from this guy. And the whole thing was a lie. So then I came down, and we made it so Andrew and I were talking to each other, but Brendan was just close enough to hear us, so he didn't think we were messing with him. Mm-hmm. And then he came over and started talking about elk, and he was really into it at that point. Mm-hmm. And then we eventually had to let him down that it was that we were not actually buying elk.
Yeah.
But sometimes I would just bullshit people for no reason at all with a straight face. And the harm in that is when you're telling the truth, people don't believe you.
100%.
Because you lie so much that people think that your tell is when you're telling the truth. Mm-hmm. And that's a real thing with my kids, that I lie to them about anything and everything all the time. And when I'm telling them the truth, they don't believe me. Like, we know when you're lying. And I'm like, okay, but you don't. and they, then when I'm telling them the truth, don't believe me. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing about that is the show that I did in Walden with Larry DiGregorio, hilarious guy, him, Joey Frowns, and Tommy Gooch. Watching Tommy Gooch was like
names.
was like watching a work of art. Like, just his confidence, his hilarity, his ability to own the room was amazing, and I was really, really impressed with it. And it was fantastic. But one of the guys from the fire department who shared it with everybody is also a jokester who's really good at photoshopping people.
Okay.
So when he shared it with everyone thought it was nonsense. They thought it was a lie. Huh. So nobody went. Oh. After, they're like, "Oh, that was real." I'm like, I probably should have had someone else.
It came back to bite you in the ass.
Yeah, it did a little bit, and I was like, all right. And that was funny too. So I was like, it would have been better if they were there for that. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's kind of what had gotten me into it. Is just doing practical jokes with people and making up things, like April Fool's jokes. Like, I'm always planning ahead. Always. We have our annual dinner at the fire department every year, and I work on bits the whole year for it. Always plotting for April Fools. Mm-hmm. And no matter how much people think I'm not going to get them, I always get them. Yeah. With the stupid, and it's so stupid, the things that I do. Mm-hmm. I made up a thing about our bar license. I made up a thing that we were going to start doing bingo again. Just stupid things with just enough sprinkles of truth that it was believable. Yeah. And it's just, I truly enjoy doing it. And I enjoy watching other comics who truly enjoy doing it also.
Fucking with people.
Yeah. It's just so genuine and fun. Mm-hmm. And so I really think that as I progress more, that doing crowd work will kind of be more of my thing too. Yeah. But, as you know, at the open mics, it's hard to do that stuff.
Well, you can't do crowd work at an open mic.
Yeah.
You really got to go live and do it.
We're just going to make fun of my wife the whole time, I mean, I could.
But it's true. You could.
Yeah. She'd feel like at home,
That's funny. I used to do this thing back when I worked at the gym. I used to tell a small lie and then forget about it, and then wait for it to come back up in conversation. And that was really funny to me. So for example, like my buddy Zach, when him and I were front desk at the gym, he said something about Asian people and like anime or something like that. And I was like, whoa, man, I don't know if you know this, but my grandfather was Japanese. And, you know, my eyes are pretty squinty, and he didn't know me at all at that point. So he just kind of went with it. And then like probably 3 months later, and I just forgot about it. And then like 3 months later, one of the people at the gym said something racist at the gym, and he goes, hey, his grandfather's Japanese. And I just started laughing. But I was like, you probably shouldn't say racist stuff just because my grandfather's, you know, like, but still, you know, it's not.
Yeah, no, see that, and that's great. And I love sometimes forgetting about things. When the iPhone had just come out, I was working at the hospital, and one of the techs and I would always mess around, and it was stupid things. It'd be like, I would go in the room and say something, and then she would go in the room and repeat the same exact thing, like just kind of silly stuff.
Yeah. And
I took her phone and I changed her autocorrect, that every time she wrote the word "in," it would autocorrect to "help me Jesus." And I forgot about it. And like 2 weeks later, I had texted her and I was like, hey, when you type the word "in" on your phone, does it give you a phrase? And she's like, oh my God, was that you? And I was like, yeah, I forgot about it. It actually just came up in my timeline that it happened. It was like 12 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And I completely forgot about it. And that's, I think, like you said, the genesis of that, of something going on that you forgot about and it getting back, and just the memory of that is great. Like I can put an IV in anyone. Like, I'm also a paramedic, so like I've been doing it for years. I can start.
Yeah, it's good not to bury that lead.
Yeah, right. So I can start an IV in anyone, not for, you know, illegal drugs, for you know, legal drugs. And one of the guys, the guy Brendan, who still always mess with, when he was on orientation, I must have told him that I took a class in college on how to start IVs, and I completely forgot about it. And years later, he's orienting someone. And he's in the break room, and I go in there, and he's like, oh, this is, you know, whoever, you know, I was talking to him about your skills in IV starting and how you went to college for it. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I was like, who told you that? He's like, you did. I was like, I told you that? He's like, yeah. I was like, well, yeah, that sounds like something I would say, you know, that's certainly believable. So you know, I love when that happens, that you forget that you did something, and it, you know,
and
just
comes back.
It circles back around. Yeah. Or it lives on, you know, like how many people, he's like, I told people forever about that. Like how many people Googled, you know, IV starting classes in college. You know?
Yeah. I wonder how many people think I have a Japanese grandfather.
Well, I did listen to the Jacob episode, and I thought you had a Japanese grandfather.
Yeah, there we go. Did I reference that already?
You
this
did.
Show?
Yeah.
I've already run out of stuff to talk about. I'm sorry, America.
Listen, your 7 listeners will just hear it twice. It's fine.
They'll hear it twice. They love the story. Great story this time. Love it.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Fantastic story. Get them out.
I do love the community of people at the open mics. I like the supportive people, you know, whether they laugh or not. But but I like the supportive nature of it. I like the camaraderie.
Yeah.
You know, I'm definitely a little different. Like, you know, I'm married, I have kids, I have a job, you know, I don't live with my parents. Not to, you know, no low blows there. But,
no, it's fine. I am so happy I do.
I mean, I kind of wish I did, but you know, so for me, I'm just having fun with it, and I'm really enjoying the things that are happening organically, and just meeting people and just having a good time, because it's almost like therapy. You're just kind of getting yourself out there and having fun and hanging out. And you know, the majority of what I do is, all the bits I do are real. Like they're real stories. Some of them are embellished. Some of them are changed a little bit, but for the most part, it's real.
Yeah.
Last week I did a totally clean, family friendly set. And that was 100% true. Like my son legitimately created a TikTok, and the idiot followed me. And I was like, how did you not think I was going to realize that? Yeah. You know, like I'm not good. Like I hate social media. Yeah. It's obviously a necessary evil, but I was like, how did you not think I was going to see that? And I didn't punish him, because I do a bit, as you know, about, you know, you throw the baseball like your mother gives blowjobs, and he heard it, and he knew I was talking about him. And I was like, it's punishment enough.
Yeah. Your kids hearing your comedy is just punishment.
Yeah. You having to endure this is just fantastic.
Yeah.
Like,
if he keeps it up, when he starts like dating, that's when you have to start doing the material in front of the girls or guys he brings home.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just gotta fucking just hammer it.
Yeah, because even like when their friends come over, or like my daughter's friends come over, like I just mess with them nonstop, and it's great because they have no idea whether I'm telling the truth.
Yeah,
you know, and it's just awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if I've said this on the show before. It doesn't matter. I went to go pick up a girl one time. I want to say I was like 18 or 19 years old, and her dad was a statey, and he like 6'4", just a big guy, and he like did the whole like open the door with the shotgun in his hand kind of thing, and I'm like, "Hi, is Ashley here?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, come on and sit down," and he like literally cleaned the gun in front of me while she was like getting ready, and he's like, "You're gonna be back at a certain time, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah," you know, like I'm not fucking around. Meanwhile, like the guy was I'll keep this as big. He worked for the Department of Transportation, like that was his department, of police. And my dad drives tractor trailer, so my dad, and then like locally, so my dad's just like, "You better not fuck over that girl because this is gonna ruin my life." And I'm like, wow, I'm getting pressure from both fathers in this case.
Damn, that's that's legit. You better make sure you don't ghost her.
Oh man, high stakes. I dated her for 4 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we were good. Yeah. I wanted to break up with her at the first date, but then I had to be.
Then you got scared.
Yeah. I was terrified for 4 years.
A little peer pressure.
Yeah.
One of the first dates I ever went on, I was working at McDonald's at the time, and I picked this girl up. And we get in the car and we start going, and she's like, "Oh, my dad must really like you." I was like, "Why?" She's like, "Well, he didn't threaten you with his gun." I was like, "Oh, well, that's a positive. Thanks."
Yeah.
16-year-old me was scared out of my mind.
Yeah. I didn't even know there was a gun involved.
Yeah. I mean, I'm bigger than him, but with a gun, I guess not.
Oh, that's a great equalizer. I'm pretty sure that's why they invented those. They're like, "Oh yeah, you actually don't have to get close to me at all."
Yeah.
Wow. That's great. I'm so curious what I mean, you're a very whimsical man, Mike Saltines.
Oh, thanks.
When I say that, I mean like you have classic like prank, and you're just like you're a very joyful kind of guy. But you also you love Disney.
Yes.
That's awesome. So like when did your obsession with the Disney come up?
Well, the Disney obsession happened recently. So my wife and I, used to travel a lot before we had kids. And when I had my daughter, I was like, well, I don't want to go to like DR or Cancun or something with her, because like, what if something happens to her? Like she gets sick, you always worry about that stuff, especially with your firstborn. Yeah. So we're younger kids, you and I. Yeah. So we ate the food off the floor.
Yeah. I mean, it was pretty gross. I remember eating dirt legitimately.
Yeah, I probably did too.
Yeah.
But so we were looking for something that we could do with her that was safe, and we found Disney cruising, and we went on that. It was probably 2011-ish, and it was so much fun. I had never been to Disney World before. We didn't go growing up, and I just had a blast. And it just kind of blossomed from there. While we were on there, we had booked another one. Mm-hmm. And one of the cruises that we had gone on stopped at Disney, which is funny. Everyone always thought that the cruises stopped at Disney, but they don't. This one did. And they bust us over there. And it was really great, except for the fact that it wasn't, because there was so many screaming kids, parents yelling at their kids. And I was like, how is this a vacation? Like
on the bus?
At the park.
Oh, okay.
So Disney bussed us over. Like it was amazing. You got exactly what you paid for. Like it was perfect. Yeah. But you're at the park and these parents are yelling at their kids and all this stuff, and I'm like, well, that's not fun. On the cruise, there's none of that. Yeah. Like the kids are running around screaming, everyone's having a good time, the parents are having fun. Like, you want to wait for a character, you're waiting 10 or 15 minutes. You're at the park, you're waiting an hour to meet a character. Wow. So I was like, all right, like this would be a fun place to go without kids. And maybe when the kids are older to go, because I would never bring a baby there. You're just setting yourself up for...
it's expensive and they might not remember it.
Yeah. And then they do a thing, Disney Vacation Club. Mm-hmm. It's like a timeshare from Disney. And we knew eventually we were going to do that. and we signed up for it, and then we started going to the resort and then the parks, and it just kind of blossomed into this thing. And I started working with kids at the hospital, and I just kind of took on that persona of Disney stuff, because I always wanted to cheer the kids up. I never wanted them to, think about that they were sick or something wasn't right. And I feel like at Disney, you can become immersive in that other element, another dimension. So that was just my thing with the kids. Like, I would play video games with them in the hospital. And I remember specifically there was one kid who was in the hospital for a few years, and he had a whole setup in his room of video games. And we went to go play Madden. And I looked at him dead in the eyes, and I'm like, I don't care how sick you are, I'm not going to let you win. And I let him win. Okay. But he then legitimately thought that he beat me, and that kind of made his day, So it's the thing I love about Disney is just the fun of it. Mm-hmm. It is expensive, but you pay for what you get. And we go down as a family, once a year we go down, we have the timeshare, and we're actually going down in July. And it's just a lot of fun, and I love the element of what they have. I love Beauty and the Beast. I do a bit about that, about why Belle's my favorite character. She was fully prepared to fuck a beast. She didn't know he was going to turn into this handsome prince. But I have some other stuff that I'm working on with Disney, and it's really funny. Working on one, my friend Carrie comes to all my shows. Mm-hmm. Her and I work together, and so she talks about her guy problems and stuff and this and that. And I'm always like mocking her and making fun of her for it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm like, listen, Ariel was willing to give up her voice. Like, what are you willing to give up? You're out here like going to the bar, like she's losing her voice. Like, you need to work up something better than that. Yeah. But it's funny because, Disney bits, people have to be into Disney for it, mm-hmm. And sometimes I wonder, which just sounds crazy. Like when I'm home, like, what appliance would me or my kids be if that was us? If you had the Beauty and the Beast? Yeah, like if we were Beauty and the Beast, and I don't know the answer to that. Really? You haven't settled on anything? I don't know, I feel like my kids would probably be salt shakers, that makes sense. Yeah. My dog would somehow be my best friend. Okay. But yeah, I'm not sure I'd probably be a refrigerator or some type of cooking appliance. I guess I could see you being maybe like a God, I'm fucking blanking on this word. Like a dresser, Could be one of those, right? Yeah. You always got different shirts on. Absolutely. I don't think I've ever seen you wear the same shirt twice. No, this is the first shirt that I've worn twice. This was the nipple shirt, the famous nipple shirt. I don't know if you were at the open mic that night. I don't think so. So it was my daughter's birthday, mm-hmm. and so I had to go early and then leave. And Carrie stayed the rest of the time. And apparently my nipples were sticking out the whole time, which happens, it is what it is. Yeah, it happens to the best of us. It does. And so she said the rest of the night that every time somebody went up, they spoke about it, and they had a lot of fun. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. Like, I wish I would have stayed there. Cause that's the thing about me. I can take it as much as I can give it. Mm-hmm. And if you're saying something about me and it's funny, I'm loving it. Yeah. So I would have truly loved it. So one of the reasons I wear different shirts there is so when I'm reviewing it, I can know that it was something different that I did. Mm-hmm. Because I don't I'm like, okay, I remember that night. That was this shirt. Let me scroll through and find, that shirt. That's an interesting way of remembering. Yeah. Yeah. I just date it on my notebook when I'm doing this block of jokes. You know what I mean? Do you date your shirt on your? No, you're talking about in the video? Yeah, my videos. I saw that. And then when I'm scrolling through my video, I can timestamps that. No, I know, but then I can look back. I don't know. I guess saying it out loud sounds a little more stupid. Yeah. But now I'm gonna wear the same shirt. I'm gonna be like Mike Iovine and just wear the the same Instagram shirt all the time. I also upload everything to YouTube, which is always on there, so I can just watch whenever I need to. Do you do the private YouTube or the public? Yeah, everything's private. Well, I mean, there's probably 5 things that are published, and a lot of those are tapes I'll send to clubs if I'm auditioning or something like that. But the other ones are just open mics that probably went horribly wrong. Jokes that didn't work. that could make you famous. Yeah. I'm trying not to be. Yeah, someone had told me, because I was posting bits on there, and they're like, hey, you shouldn't post bits that you're going to do again, mm-hmm. because people will hear it, and then when they go to your show, they'll be like, oh, I heard that already, and they won't think it's as funny. So just kind of post things that are more organic. So I was like, oh, that's really genius.
Yeah, it's hit or miss, I think, with that, because like for me, like I'll post like a joke that I think is really quick, but I don't post like anything long form, and I usually do a lot of long form stuff.
Right.
I don't have a lot of like quick ones,
Right.
but I'll post the quick one.
It's not what I heard. But
Yeah, well, that's also not long form, very short form.
Yeah.
I'll post quick ones, just because it's like it's a joke that I don't really care about, but I
Right.
know it's a setup joke.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's very fair.
yeah.
You know, I like the storytelling stuff also, like the long form jokes. I like the small laugh, small laugh, small laugh, big laugh at the payoff at the end. And I think sometimes that's what I struggle with, is that big payoff at the end and then kind of transitioning. So practicing at home in the mirror, I mean, I laugh when I'm doing it, but you know, it's not it's not always the best.
Like you mean you have a hard time like kind of just like setting it up and being patient for the big laugh, or you get nervous along the way?
No, I don't know how to end it. So yeah, I think when things are true, it makes it much easier to finish the story. But when you have to modify it, so I lost about 70 pounds in the last 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And when I had gotten into Spartan racing, I had lost a lot of weight doing that. And then during COVID, I put a lot of weight back on. You know, the gyms were closed, working at the hospital. Restaurants were donating just tremendous amounts of food. All you were doing was going to work and just eating nonstop. And then, so I just kind of took a long time to lose it again. And I got stuck in an MRI machine. And that's a true story. And how to get out of the machine, and the people who had to help, and like all that stuff is funny. It's not funny on stage funny. It's funny telling you the story funny. So I tried it on stage. It's not that good. But the story of when I had almost gotten stuck in a water slide, I kind of combined the two. And so the story is getting stuck in the water slide instead. And the end of that has been, I've done that joke a bunch of times, and then I've kind of like finally worked out a good ending to it, to where there's a laugh at the end and then it transitions. Because if not, the whole, like, there's tons of bits in between it that are funny, but there's no real payoff at the end. And I feel like I've kind of worked out a payoff now, and that seems to be much better. So I guess the aspect of the joke writing long form stuff is more of an art form and a little more difficult and funny than something quick-witted, you know, that you can reproduce, because you just do your fun, you get your little laugh and then you go on. It's like when you first start, like you do your icebreaker, which is, you know, for me, it's kind of a little quick, and then you move on, and then you're going into stuff that's more long form.
Yeah. Can I make a recommendation to you?
Sure.
Okay. This is a trick for anybody that's interested in doing storytelling. I get to look at the camera now, which is awesome. So like I started with storytelling before I got into comedy.
Like bedtime stories? You go to people's houses?
No. Do you know what the Moth is?
No.
No? All right. So there's this thing called the Moth, which is like basically you just do a 5-minute story, and it's on like NPR and all that kind of bullshit. There was a local version called The Porch that happened around here, and they would do like 15-minute stories. Anyways, that's how I started. I started out just doing a 15-minute story to, 100 some people, and then it was another one, same thing, different story. And the goal is to be like lighthearted and fun.
Right.
Anyways, my recommendation to you is if you go on YouTube and you watch The Moth Story Slam, right? And I can send this to you afterwards, but viewers too. How storytellers tell a story structurally, they can start off like on a completely different plane, right? And they can, say a thing, but they're basically establishing the theme, and then they go into their personal story, and then they can do a callback at the end with the originally established theme.
Right.
So it's a big payoff, because the first like minute makes no sense as far as the context of the rest of the story, except for like, hey, this is the overall theme. And then you get back to it at the end. Does that make sense?
It does. I love the throwback, like the recall. And I do a bit with that, where I do a story and then another bit and then the story, and it's a throwback. But I guess I would have to work something into it better as a good throwback.
So that's why I develop a lot of one-liners,
right? Because
I like to have that as a callback at the end.
Right. That's smart.
So like, my first ever comedy set was me talking about how I'm a 90s kid, right? And then, there was a line in there that was basically only in there for the callback at the end. And the line was like, I grew up in my mom's, driving around in my mom's brown Windstar minivan, listening to TLC's Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls, words to live by. And that was like the whole bit right there. And that was like, 90s kid, bop, 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 rule of three. And that was the third one. Okay. And then I go into this whole story talking about, all this kind of stuff, but then eventually living at home. And then I made a girl squirt in sex. All right. And and then my mom is seeing me do laundry the next day, and she doesn't know it's squirt. So she asks, she goes, "Did you piss the bed last night?" Right. and then like I bring up this dilemma. Do I tell her the truth or do I lie? And then I eventually close the story with, I settled on lying to her because I didn't want her to believe that her son went chasing waterfalls. Right. So it's a complete
right.
callback. Yeah.
Good one, Saltine. Wow, what a funny take on that. Hey, 1 second here, friends. How are you? This is David, your host. I'm interrupting the episode once again to plug show dates, which is also so exciting. I know this is what we've been waiting for. However, we're going to get into it. On 8/29, we've got a Krog show. 8:30 is a private show. I keep talking about it, and honestly, I shouldn't be. 9/9 is a show in Threes Brewing in Brooklyn. Please come out to that if you can. Support the Likable pod. Support me as a stand-up comedian. I need tickets to sell for that. Please, God, it's a Tuesday night. Who would do comedy on a Tuesday night? Me, I'm an idiot. 9/12, which is the following Friday, I think. I'm back in Staten Island. I'm doing stuff down there. Very exciting. 9/17, I'm in the Capital Region's funniest comedian contest of hilarity or whatever it's called. I need people to vote for me for that, so please come to that. And then 9/19, Sloop Brewing with David Beckles, with Alex Collar, with Cassidy O'Malley and Kevin Ludlow. What a lineup that is. That's going to be probably the best. I'm so excited. 9/20 is Olive Bridge. Still don't love olives, and I still don't know where Olive Bridge is. 9/26, your boys on a Don't Tell. Don't tell anybody. And then 9/27, we're back at the Krog. And also, a little note for everybody, there will be some kind of contest coming. I'm not really sure what, but there are going to be some giveaways, some fun stuff. Be a friend, tell a friend, tag us and stuff now, because we've got some cool things on the way. T-shirts are available, which is awesome if you want to buy them. And then I'm going to be giving away shit pretty soon, so special stuff coming up. Anyways, enjoy the rest of this episode. Saltine, sorry, you were just so quiet there. Let's get back to what we were talking about.
So that's how the whole thing is structured,
Yeah, no, it's interesting, and I definitely appreciate the art form of writing jokes now. And I won't say anything that I don't think is funny. And I took public speaking in college, and I think that's what's kind of developed more of my onstage presence.
Okay.
We studied Hitler, Bill Clinton, and I guess today you would probably study Obama, Trump. You could want. I'm not promoting Hitler.
No.
But you could listen to his speeches in German and not understand it and still be captivated by it.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing with Bill Clinton. You could listen to him speak and the words didn't matter. Mm-hmm. And that was the same thing with Hitler. Like, the words didn't matter. So you wanted to just be able to captivate your audience and then be able to tell your story. So if you can captivate them, then you can go on.
Yes.
For Hitler's speeches, his first minute, he would speak very softly.
Mm-hmm.
And he would actually stand there for a while making people clap, and then he would start speaking, and he would speak slowly and then start yelling at the end. Mm-hmm. And, that was just genius, the way that people spoke. And our teacher in class was really great. So he would have us do speeches about the stupidest things in the world. Mm-hmm. You know how like on the on like an air deflector, it has like little strings on it, so the air is actually coming out of like an air conditioner. Mm-hmm. He had us write a speech about that. And you could captivate the kids in your class by speaking about that. It's just the way you started, the way you presented yourself. And it was great. And that's kind of what I try to do. Mm-hmm. And I also feel like when I'm up there, I'm myself up there. I am just an extension of me there. So I laugh at my own jokes. Mm-hmm. If someone's yells something out that's funny, like, I'm laughing at it. Like, that's just who I am. So while I think when they were public speaking, it was an extension of themselves, they were still able to alter it to captivate people.
Yeah. You know what you do for that? Voice flexion. It's huge tool is voice flexion. You know, like you look like you want to say something.
No, I'm listening.
Okay. Yeah,
intently.
okay.
Yeah,
You're like,
no.
I can see your lip.
No. I was going to ask you, like, explain a little further.
Yeah. So voice flexion. So like, he like gets people to clap in the beginning, right? So
Right.
it's just like, all right, attention, right? You were just getting attention, and then I'm going to start talking like this, and I'm going to bring it in, and we're going to just you're kind of leaning in a little bit because you're trying to pay attention, and then we'll slowly build up speed and cadence, right? To show excitement, right? So we're building, and then a huge break, and then bam, punchline, or bam, conclusion of story. And that's where the relief of tension happens, right? But you do all of that by like changing the tone of your voice and like speaking fast or speaking slow, like all that kind of stuff really.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do that with storytelling, like I'm trying to do that on stage.
Well, that's kind of what you're doing on stage. You're telling a story.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do. So I'm trying to figure out how to bring my storytelling presence to my comedy presence. But right now, the huge dichotomy between the two for me is like with storytelling, it's very okay to do a 15-minute story and to not get a laugh, right? But for comedy, like I still care about laughter per minute, even though I'm way less hard on myself than I am before, than I was before. But like, but now I'm just like, all right, that payoff better be fucking,
Yeah.
Because you're fucking sitting in it, and like if it doesn't land, you bombed,
Yeah.
So that's the thing. It's like you could build up all this tension, and then you say a joke that just people don't get, and then it's a flop.
It really depends on the room. Even going to two-way, like it's very room dependent. I'm much more comfortable there now than I used to be. But having gone to some other open mics, like some of them, there's just no laughter, and it's not even just for you. Like it's so you don't know, like, hey, did that land? And I feel like when you're doing that, you're kind of practicing for yourself.
Yep.
And when you're doing the mics, you can do the same joke 2 or 3 times. So I haven't repeated jokes until I had gotten the show. I wanted to like fine tune it.
Yeah.
And I took a bunch of jokes and kind of like, had a trend, a segue for each thing.
Yeah. Overall theme.
Right. And when I was on stage and doing it, like people were laughing at the right times.
Mm-hmm.
They were laughing at the wrong times too, which I found is funny. That even at the mics, when someone laughs at something that wasn't the punchline, you're like, oh, I guess that is funny.
Yeah, it's silly. Yeah.
You're like, all right. So it was good and kind of improvising a little bit too when I was on stage based on their reactions.
Mm-hmm.
So that can be tough. Like if you're not getting that payoff, like it could have died. It was my first time. Like I literally were like, all right, well,
yeah,
I'm gonna go eat all the food that's here on gratis.
That's funny. I would say like the two-way mic I think is one of the best mics in the Hudson Valley as far as like I think everybody's pretty comfortable there because I would say everybody's pretty comfortable there, so everybody doesn't get so focused in on the jokes that they're working on,
right?
Because that's like a very common thing, especially like when you're doing when you're a new comic, definitely, but when you're doing a new room and you care about like establishing who you are in that room, you might get tense, be like, I don't want to look at my notes, but I want to remember this, and I want to say it like that, and you're like focusing on that. But while you're doing that, you're not paying attention to the comedian that's trying out their jokes, and like everybody else in the room is doing that too, so nobody's laughing.
Yeah.
So then it becomes like this whole room of nobody's laughing.
Yeah, and that's a great way to because that's how I tell people. Like one of the mics I went to, my 2 friends at work watch every single one I do, and now that if we're on vacation, whatever, I'll post a private link to YouTube for them to be able to watch it.
Yeah.
And they're like, "How did you keep going? No one laughed." And I'm like, to be fair, they didn't laugh at anyone.
Mm-hmm.
And while other people were going, I was working on my stuff.
Yeah.
So you're kind of working on your own thing. But that is the thing about two-way is I don't have to remind people that I have kids. I don't have to remind people I'm a nurse, right? Like you're comfortable there. They know you. Whereas when you're going somewhere new, you got to start out like, I have, 3 kids, and like you're kind of having to reestablish yourself every time.
Yeah.
And not to, I would never want to give Kevin too much props, but he's great there.
Yeah.
He creates such a great environment. Making it very lighthearted and offering some advice after the first time I went, he offered some good advice. So, I think that's what made me the most comfortable of being there. And it is very family like.
Yeah.
And, you look forward to people, you see people show up, you get there early to hang out. Like I really enjoy that. You're staying late and hanging out in the parking lot. Like it's a fun environment with like-minded people.
I agree. It's one of those things where like when I'm building my schedule for work, I make sure I have Wednesdays off.
Yeah.
And I'd rather work a Saturday than a Wednesday,
right?
Because I want to get to 2A on Wednesday. It's a very cool like community, and Kevin does do a great job when there's a different host. You can almost feel the energy difference in like how the show is gonna go. I'm hosting on Wednesday this week, and I'm trying to figure out a strategy to get people involved so that they don't go off track.
Well, I think talking shit about Kevin can help.
Yeah, I mean, that's easy peasy. Kevin sucks.
Him and his small dick, right?
Yeah, fuck that guy. Yeah. Little baby dick Kev. No, we love Kevin.
I know.
Yeah.
No, Kevin's great.
Yeah,
I mean, he's probably not going to hear this, but if he does,
honestly, if Kevin, if you're listening to this, DM me right now. Let me know what you think, but also go fuck yourself. Timestamp it. Oh, fucking little guy. I really love that mic. I'll hype up that mic every time. Every time I get to.
And the people that work there are great too.
Yeah.
It's just the
terrible with names.
The whole vibe, and actually, me too. I am the worst with names. Like even when we're there, you're like, when I first started, like, was Stickle here? And I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Yeah.
As I've gotten older, I mean, I'm 43. Like as I've gotten older, I can't remember people's names for the life of me. Show me a picture.
Only so much capacity.
It's the majority is filled up with food stuff, and I don't want to push that out by bringing in new things. So mine's all like terrible jokes or like times I've bombed that are just locked in my brain. I'm like, I would love to remember your name, Samantha, but like I'm remembering that time somebody called me racist on stage. So have you bombed at a show? Like not, I heard your like I said, I listened to Jacob's episode, and I know that there was a language barrier on the one, but like on a regular show, like have you just not related with the audience? Like what would you attribute that to?
A few times. What would I contribute the bomb to?
Yeah, like what would you attribute to? Like was your material not good? Was the crowd not good? Like was it, just not what you were expecting?
I think a lot of it is, for me, comedy is confidence, right? I mean, if I'm feeling really confident, I feel like I can probably do most rooms well. That being said, being aware of, there's so many different things. Being aware. So I used to have this joke about how white guys want to say the N-word. And I don't say the N-word, but I kind of go around it, right? I used to open with that joke because it legitimately might still be my best joke. I did that in a black room.
Oh.
And it was very uncomfortable for the rest of the show because after like and the joke's about 1 minute and 10 seconds long, after about 20 seconds into that joke, I could feel the tension in there, and I got to a point where I was just like, white comic, N-word, and then I heard somebody in the back of the room go, the fuck you will, and I was like all right, well I still got another 7 minutes up here, so
holy cow.
Yeah, so I mean that was crazy. So I've definitely bombed doing that. Other shows where like bar shows are so different than comedy clubs. Like I know I haven't had great performances at comedy clubs,
right?
But I don't think I've ever bombed at a comedy club,
right?
Because the crowd is so focused in on you.
Yes.
Versus at a bar show, you're interrupting their night most of the time, so they don't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
And so I've bombed in shows where it's like they're trying to talk and I'm in the background, and then I get nervous, so then my confidence drops, and then my jokes start to suffer, and then all of that kind of stuff, and then I get off stage, I'm like, I fucking suck. I'm terrible at fucking comedy, dude.
Yeah. I always bring my stuff with me to like reference, and before I did the show in Walden, I was at Jacob. He's hosting an open mic in the VFW in Pine Island. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go up there. I'm not going to have my notes, and I'm going to do it. And, when they had set it up for doing the show, Larry's like, hey, listen, you have 5 minutes. If it's going great, you can go to 7. And I was like, all right. So I had like a 5-minute cutoff and a 7-minute cutoff. So I told Jacob, I was like, I need you to light me at 5 so I know where I am. I was like, I need an extra minute. And he's like, all right, yeah, no problem. So I did it without my notes, and it was a different crowd. And it was like the bar crowd there. So like, some people were laughing at the right spots, and I was like, all right, like that kind of built my confidence that the set I had was going to be good. And then I got on stage in Walden, and I was like, I don't remember anything.
Oh, wow.
I was like, uh-oh. Yeah. And that happened once at the mic at Two-Way. The person who went before me said something that was so funny that I just forgot everything, and I was next. Yeah. I got up there, and
Is that Joe Sherman's joke?
That was Joe Sherman about the people that were sitting behind us.
Yeah, that was funny.
And it just it blew my, like, I couldn't stop laughing. Yeah. And I got up there and I was like, wow, this is great. And I have to wait another week before I try this again.
Yeah. Shot.
Yeah. So I went up there and I had my shtick that I was going to do. And I did forget part of a bit. And then I had skipped a bit because I had forgotten the other part of it. And I went on, and then I went back to it, and it still went well. Okay. And my wife was like, oh my God, she had my set, and she's like, he forgot that. Oh my God. And then he went back to it. She's like, I didn't know it was okay. Yeah. Carrie was like, oh, the first 15 seconds, you seemed so nervous up there, and then it just kind of smoothed out. I was like, oh, it's good. I was nervous the whole 7 minutes. That's fine.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. Like, after you get that first pop and you feel like you're like, okay, I've got the crowd a little bit. Yeah. You kind of roll with it. We did a showcase at Levity Live at the beginning of June, and
which was awesome, by the way. I wish I could have been there, but fantastic.
Yeah, it was cool. Like, I went up there and I told my friend is a piece of shit joke, which is probably like my second or third best joke, I think. But it's just so effective, and it also helps me because there's a point in there where I say something and then I have to wait 3 beats, right? It was like 1, 2, 3, and then I talk to the crowd again, right? That helps me settle in so much. Because I'm just like, you need to learn how to breathe up here. Just because there's 70 to 100 people here, you need to learn how to breathe. And you can go up there, guns a-blazing with, my friend's a piece of shit. And then, say that really fast, get them focused because you're saying vulgar shit. And then wait 3 seconds, breathe, and then hit that punchline, get everybody to laugh. And you're like, all right, like I own you guys now, right? And now I'm gonna play. So
and that was the thing. Tommy Gooch, I mean, he had literally the crowd just eating out of his hand. Yeah, he could have said anything, and I would have laughed. Mm-hmm. Like, he was just so good that it was really like just watching someone just have art. Like I said, like an art form, and having that, And granted, I had 5. I got to the end of my 5 minutes, and I was like, I think this is going well. I'm going to keep going. And I did my last 2 minutes, and that went over really well. And I was like, I'd love to keep going, but like it's the end of my time, so like I kind of ended it. Mm-hmm. And it was so good that I was glad I had remembered it. So I had my set, and then if I forgot something, I had to like about 2 minutes worth of jokes that I could say that would hopefully then jog my memory. Okay. So thankfully I didn't need it. Yeah. But I had it in my mind, and the whole time I was like thinking about it. I was like, okay, I have this joke. Okay, no, I need to focus on what I'm actually doing. Yeah. And I listen to, I work very close to home, so I don't really listen to a lot of like podcasts and music and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I used to listen a lot to this wrestling podcast from the 80s and 90s, Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard. Okay. And when I'm at the gym, all I watch is 80s and 90s wrestling. That's it. Because I just watch it over and over again because I can focus on what I'm doing and not focus on what I'm watching. And he says, one piece of advice he always gives new wrestlers is if you think you're going too slow, go slower. And
interesting. When they're speaking?
In anything they're doing. In their moves in the ring, you have to allow people time to react. Yeah. Hulk Hogan gives his big leg drop. He doesn't just cover him right away. He'll get up for a second. He'll capture the crowd's audience. He'll do his big boot. He'll capture the crowd's attention. Like, you want their attention. And if you're going too quick, not everyone can process it as fast as you can say it. Yeah. And especially being from New York, like, we talk so much faster than other parts of the country. Yeah. So when I'm up there, and even at Two-Way, I try to speak slow, try to give it time to absorb. Mm-hmm. You had done the mic at Krog. Krog.
That's fine. I wasn't going to correct you.
Yeah, that's all right. The Krog in Rhinebeck, excellent beers. Their manager is a great guy.
Yeah, huge douchebag.
Yeah, tiny penis. I had gone to Two-Way and did my set, and it didn't go well, and because I was speaking too fast, I didn't give enough time for the crowd to react, and So when I went up there and did it, and I was like very slow, and it went much better because I had just gone slower. So like I really referenced that a lot. And I don't know if it has anything to do with like being older. I know there's a lot of younger comics there that go, but like just kind of being a little more life experience of taking feedback. And I don't feel like I get enough feedback. Like I can take it. Like if someone thinks that there's a way to say a joke better or do something different, stand differently, hold the microphone differently. Like I'm open to learn to do better because I genuinely want to do better.
Yeah.
For me, this is just about having fun. My hope with it is to, when I retire, to do comedy on cruises and travel the world for free. Like that's
so funny because a comic that saw you for the first time saw you last week, and they like leaned over at some point during the mic because I was like walking and getting popcorn a lot, and they're like, Salt is a cruise comic. And
really?
I'm like, oh, okay. So the thing is, like, I guess cruises, I don't know this for certain, but I've been told you have to have 40 clean and 40 dirty.
I don't know the numbers on it. I know that there's, depending on the cruise line, like even on Disney, their clean comic is very clean, obviously. Yeah. And then when they do the adult only, it's still pretty clean.
Yeah.
There's definitely words they can't say there. But yeah, no, I would, that's what I want to do. Like,
apparently it's really good money.
It's apparently very good money.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking to some people. You have to have an agent because I guess they set up all your travel and the different cruise lines. I cruise pretty, I don't say frequently. I cruise enough. I like when I go on vacation to know that everything's paid for already. And that's the only thing about Disney when you go is I don't do the meal plans. I'll cook in the hotel rooms.
Okay.
I'll bring my slow cooker down. Like I want to know that everything's taken care of.
Yeah.
And we were in Nassau and we saw the comic get off the boat and walk over to the next boat. And I was like, that's interesting. So you can bring your family with you. You just have to pay port fees for your family to go with you. And it still pays really well. So that's my retirement goal is to just travel the world doing comedy on boats.
That's sick.
Yeah. Because you can do the same shtick over and over again. You just need one set.
Yeah, no, that's the truth. I mean, that's, a lot of comedians, so I try to do new stuff every week at Two Way, and I'll work on different parts that I really like throughout the month. Right. But like, really, I mean, when you see a published hour on, on YouTube or Netflix or whatever, the comic did the same thing for 2 years, and then, they toured and just did different cities and tinkered. And that's where I hope I get to that point.
Right.
Where I can go on tour a little bit, because I spent a lot of my life not traveling.
Right.
And my goal is to be able to be like, all right, well, I didn't see the whole country growing up. I mean, a couple of states, right? But now I'm gonna see everything.
Right.
That's
yeah. No, and you definitely have a different appreciation for seeing someone do 30 minutes or an hour now. Like,
for sure.
It's impressive how they segue. And one, the fact they can remember it.
Yeah. Michael Ngubiade and I were just up at Saratoga this past weekend.
Yeah, I saw that.
And whole way there, he's like, yeah, I think I'm just doing like 10 or 15. Whole way, he's an hour and a half drive that I picked him up and we did an hour and a half. Whole time there, we're talking about different bits and all this kind of stuff. But he's like, 10 or 15 minutes, I think. And then we get there, and then the person running the place is like, all right, everybody's doing 30. And Michael's done 20, 30, 40 before. So it's not like a crazy thing for him. But he just like looked at his phone for a little bit and then went up and he did very well, right? I would have crumbled in that situation where I am in comedy, because I'm like, me doing 15 is a big deal for me.
Yeah.
So like that's the most I've ever done is 15 in a straight line. But like, man, like just being like, actually you're gonna do 30 today. I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna fill this time?
Crap. Yeah. Was that the mic you guys went to?
No, the mic was after. So
okay. I was like, that's crazy.
So the cool thing about the Saratoga Comedy Works is that they will do an open mic after a show, and this is usually on Friday. This past month it was on, or this past week it was on Saturday because of 4th of July. But yeah, they you get hit up the mic afterwards and just do some time. It was very cool. Like, shout out to Blake Whitback and Will Johnson. Probably don't listen to this podcast, but we're showing you some love because they they stood out in the corner and they barked people in. They just like got all these people to come in and watch the open mic. So we probably had like 20, 25 people.
That's awesome.
10 of it was a bachelorette party.
Even better.
Dude, they sat right in the front row. They were so good. Like everybody that was in that room was like, it felt like, and because only 10 comics were in the open mic, it felt like a very quick showcase show. And, you know, I went about midway, which is probably the easiest spot to go in.
Yep.
And it was just like, I did well because it was a very good spot to be in, but we had a great room. But it was just an open mic. So
you did 5 minutes up there?
Yeah, I did 4 minutes and 32 seconds.
Oh, that's very precise.
Yeah. I only know because I watch everything back, and I was
so do
4 minutes and 32 seconds. Like, I need another 28 seconds to fill this bit, you know? So
yeah, when I get home, I always watch it again. Either watch it while I'm taking a shower, I'll play it, or I'll put it on the TV and play it.
Yeah.
I'm going to a mic, I think, on the 25th in Scranton, Wilkes-Barre. The casino up there, I forget the name of it. They're doing 10-minute sets.
Oh, sick.
And it starts late at night. It goes from, I think, 8 to midnight. And
Okay.
I was like, all right, well, it's a little late for me to be driving that far back. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I'll just, you know, we love the area up there. They have a Wegmans and a Waffle House. So
Okay.
it's like, I'm set.
Great place to be.
Yeah, Wegmans and Waffle House.
Uh-huh.
Like that's, you know, that's a home run. So I'm going to check that out. So I think it'd be pretty cool to try to do 10 minutes and see if you can, you know, see how it goes. And I guess it depends on the room, how things are. You know, but the fact that he did a half hour, like vaguely looking like that's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, Michael's been crushing for a long time as a feature and a headliner on certain shows, and like he'll never call himself a headliner, but I mean he's had headliner quality.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just a fucking pro at this point. And
He is. He's a funny dude. And the funny thing is, I didn't realize. So he's headlining a show in Washingtonville and headlining a show at the Barking Frog. He's doing the same night. So I got to two-way early, and he came in, and we were BSing for a while. And I didn't realize that it was him.
Mm-hmm.
That he's the guy who goes there all the time. You know, he's always there, or, you know, had been always there. And then he's this guy headlining that I've been watching on Instagram. Like, I didn't realize it was the same person.
That's so funny.
And I was, 'cause I'm so terrible with names. So he's just such a funny dude. You know, and then just, you know, him, my wife, and I were just BSing there, and really just, even just in conversation, just a funny guy. And he's on stage. He's great. Like he's really funny. And I'm looking forward to not watching just a mic with him, but being able to see a full set and how he has the crowd eating. Because even at two-way, he'll have the crowd like listening to him, like waiting to hear what he's going to say.
Yeah.
You know, he's really good with that.
He's got we always end up gargling Michael's balls on this show. He's got an amazing cadence and how he speaks. But also, I think Michael's best attribute, which I pointed out to him, he said he'd never noticed, but he has to notice. He does faces when he's up there. I don't know if you noticed this, but he's like...
Right.
You know,
and his faces are definitely part of his shtick. Whether he realizes it or not, like that's definitely a part of his... demeanor.
I think that's his natural presence is doing that. And I think when you're probably a little jammed up, like you're nervous, you probably don't make as many faces as you would. But because he's been doing it for over 3 years now, he's very comfortable, especially at two-way, to try new jokes.
Right.
So like now he can do the faces on brand new jokes, and then you know, and then he treats them like it's a show. You know, it's really cool.
Yeah, no, he's. I'm really looking forward to watching it because he's, you know, great. And there's the other people on the show. I'm gonna plug it.
Sure. It won't be out before then, but
that's all right.
Yeah.
I'll plug the comics anyway. I gotta pull them up here. Not that I've been sharing it on social media nonstop. You know, it while I'm pulling it up, I was in Lancaster over right before 4th of July, and we were at the Waffle House, obviously. And they were calling the lady who was making the waffles Delilah, but her name was Jessica. And they were like, "Hey, Delilah, what's it like in New York City?" Like, you know, like little stupid things. And they have the touch tunes there. So I put on "Hey, Delilah." And I didn't say anything. And then she's asking everyone in the restaurant, like, "Who put this on? Who put this on?" And right before I left, I grabbed one of my stickers and I gave it to her. And I was like, "Hey there, Delilah." And I gave it to her. So I took her picture and I posted it. And and she follows me now and she really liked it. So it was really funny, like the context of that. All right, so it's Danny Mendes is hosting. Funny guy.
Yep. Love Danny.
Yeah, I love his bit about his son with the helmet. That's like
classic. Yeah.
And what makes it that bit even better is that it's true.
Yeah.
Josh Tinley.
Oh, Josh is an absolute killer.
Yep. Michael's going to be there.
Yep. Also,
Ant Smash.
All right, Ant Smash. Yep. That's going to be a very entertaining show.
And this other funny guy, Michael Saltz, he's going to be there also.
Oh yeah, I don't like that guy.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah,
I'm going to have a lot of people there. Not just because it's a free show. I think just the dates worked out better.
Yeah.
I've never met Josh, but I've never seen Ant perform other than at the mic, and I've never seen Michael perform, or even Danny too, whether than at the mic. So it's gonna. I really look forward to watching them because. As a person, I genuinely enjoy comedy.
Yeah.
I think we all do, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm there, even at the mics, when I'm working on my stuff, like I really try to listen to other people also because I love to laugh too.
Yeah.
Like we all do, but so I love to just hear them and have a genuine appreciation. There was at the mic that Jacob did, this guy did this bit, and I can't remember his name because I'm terrible with names. It was so funny. That he got almost a minute straight of me laughing.
Really?
Yeah. And he had to like pause because people were laughing. And I was there with Carrie. My wife was working. So I'm there with Carrie and I'm laughing. And then I looked at her and then she's laughing. And it's just me and I'm still laughing. It was so funny. And I was like in envy of how he was able to do that. And while everyone's laughing, boom, straight face. Like it was great. And I was like a fan. I went to me after. I was like, "Are you on Instagram? Like, can I follow you?" It was so fun.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know that open mics existed. Like, I didn't even know that was a thing until I had looked to get into comedy. Because
same.
I would have gone beforehand and really enjoyed. Like, I would have gone to Two Way and had a beer and and listened to other people perform.
I would have too, actually. My first ever open mic was at Laugh It Up Comedy Club, and I remember going and being like, "Man, if this like comedy thing doesn't work out for me, like I'm still gonna come and like watch this because it's like all just like cool material and you don't know who's gonna be on Netflix one day, like you just never know." But it was like a really cool thing to
listen, all these people started out somewhere. Like it wasn't, Sandler didn't just appear on TV, like he worked for and he did different places. And growing up I loved Chris Farley. He was my guy, and that whole him and David Spade, and then you have the whole Sandler crew, like, so hopefully one of our friends makes it big. And takes us with them.
Yeah, that's why I'm kissing Michael's ass so much, actually. I know Michael's going to be famous. So I'm just gonna be like, Michael, remember how I used to help you?
Remember when I drove you?
He's going to be like, nah.
I'll make one of his faces at you.
Yeah. I don't mean you guys. Yeah. He's going to hit me with that.
Yeah.
It's all right, dude. We have to wrap it up here because
right.
I have work to do. I know you've got nothing to do.
No, I got to go to the gym.
Fucking bum.
Yeah.
All right.
The weights aren't gonna lift themselves.
They're not. I actually have to stop going to the gym because every time I touch iron, I just get so swole.
You're allergic to iron. It's making you big.
Got the cameras back now.
I'll take my shirt off right now.
You'll probably sue me. Likable is filmed and recorded with Radio Free Rhinecliff. Thank you to Jen Hammoud and Matthew Rosenberg, our producers, and thank you to the Epicurean, which hosts us for each and every episode. Come in, stop and shop, and maybe you'll catch us on the air. I'm trying to make sure Salt can see his. What's your handle, Salt?
At Salties Comedy. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're totally fine. I read this a million times. I'll probably just put Gavin in there. He recorded
at Salties Comedy on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
Oh yeah, and if you're listening to this, you don't follow me on Instagram. It's too late. Come in, stop and shop, and maybe you'll catch us on the air. Likeable is a comedy-based podcast. We are experts in absolutely nothing and should not be taken seriously. Consider this your daily dose of questionable wisdom and guaranteed hilarity, we hope. And proceed with caution and a healthy dose of skepticism. Michael Saltines.
Yes, the Saltines, my fan club, the Saltines.
Shout out to
shout out to Carrie and Kira. Yeah, they're
Kira.
The original Saltines.
The original Saltines. They're at every fucking mic.
Yeah. They're it's pretty fantastic. having that support system.
Sickening, actually.
I mean, it is, to some people.
Yeah.
It's
ridiculous. My friends abandoned me after like one open mic.
Carrie doesn't have much of a life, so I guess I'm thankful for that. And she's going to listen to this, so
Oh, we're all thankful for how little of a life Carrie has.
She's such a great person. She's single, so if anyone's looking for her,
just hit her up. We'll add her handle in the bio description.
She'll pay you $20 to go on a date.
Yeah, exactly. She'll show you her plants.
Do you need to read your disclaimer again after I said that?
No. Actually follow her. All right, cue the music.
Yeah, you got jokes, yeah, you're insightful, but are you likable? You got jokes, you're the host and